Have you heard people talk about highlight and contour, but you're clueless as to what it is or how to do it? Hi everyone, I'm Sara O'Neill, Star Director with LimeLife by Alcone. In this video, I am going to teach you the basics of highlighting and contouring so that you can master this technique. Are you ready? Contouring is a technique that is used to change a facial shape or feature using special makeup techniques. The basic types of makeup that you could use would be liquid, creams, or powders. And you're gonna see three types of products or three colors or shades. So you're gonna have a highlight shade, a darkening or shader shade, and a blush. So the blush is used to add warmth or create more of a glow. Blush can also be used to define facial features such as the cheekbones. Highlighter is used to emphasize or draw attention to a facial area. So you want it to be lighter than your foundation, and it's normally used for the high points of your face, such as cheekbones or brow bone. The contour color or shader color is used to draw or de-emphasize attention to an area, such as the hollows of your cheek or the cut of your jaw. So a shader is used to minimize a feature, and it's usually at least 2 shades darker than your foundation shade, and some people prefer a much darker contour even than that. There is a certain order to highlight and contour, basically depending on the type of product that you use. So if you're gonna use liquid or creams, you want to do that before you apply any powders. So for example, my face has my foundation on, but I have not used any powder to set it. So I could go ahead and do a cream or liquid contour or highlight right now because I haven't set the product yet. But once I do, or if I decide I don't want to use any creams, then I would set it with a powder and then finish the highlight and contour using powders. One thing you want to sort of explore when you're thinking about highlighting and contouring is face shapes. So there are lots and lots of resources out there on the internet and even on YouTube that will tell you how to highlight and contour specifically for a face shape. But because this video is for beginners, I'm not going to break it down into face shape in this video. I do plan to do one in the future, but not yet. So what I do want you to know is to identify what your face shape is, because that will help you as you get more familiar with highlighting and contouring. Then you can sort of play with that knowledge that you'll gain once you have these basic skills. And I do have a Discover Your Face Shape guide, and you can click on the link in the comments and get my free guide to learning your face shape. I'd really like to know, do you know your face shape already? If you do, please answer yes in the comments. If you don't, answer no. There's no right or wrong answers here. So in the world of beauty, I don't know if I agree with this, but they do say that oval is the ideal face shape. So a lot of times when makeup artists do highlighting and contouring, they're actually trying to help someone's face look more oval. So if you have a heart-shaped face, they would apply the makeup in a way to make your face look more, probably longer and maybe less pointed. Likewise, if you have a square face, they're going to do things to make it look more oblong instead of blocky, and they might round out the outer sides of your face. So the goal of highlighting and contouring in the makeup world is really a lot of times to create that more perfect or ideal face shape, which is the oval. Now, I think that's kind of silly. I think it's really cool to play up your facial features, whatever they are. If you love your pointed chin, or if you love your wide cheekbones or your wide set eyes, embrace that. Play it up if you want. But that is sort of one of the things you will see, is that a lot of the times when you are researching face shapes and discovering how to apply makeup or how to apply highlight and contour based on face shape, you're going to see the tips being given to make your face look more oval. So regardless of your face shape, there are a couple of things that are sort of like the basics of highlighting and contouring, and that's what we're gonna get into today. And it's super simple stuff. Once you learn this, you're gonna say, okay, that's easy, I can do this, I can put this into real life application. So the first thing is to do an under eye highlight in the shape of a V. So I'm gonna go ahead and apply that on me. I'm gonna use our LimeLife by Alcone 00 concealer because that's about the right shade for me, and it's gonna give me a nice highlight under the eyes. So the way I'm going to do that, I'm going to use my trio. This is basically a highlight and contour trio with my foundation shade. So this is Shinto 1, this is concealer 0, and this is concealer 6. So I'm going to use this palette to finish off my highlight and contour, or at least get it started. I do have a couple other things I'll use to finish it off. I like to use this little paddle brush. I feel like it gives me a lot of control, and you can kind of create a V under the eye. Now, you're gonna get different opinions on this. Some people say if you're over a certain age or if you have a lot of wrinkles under your eyes to avoid this. I do think you can do it. I think you have to modify how much product you put on. I don't use a lot because I do have the start of some under eye texture, but because I know how to sort of get the best result, I still use an under eye highlight. I just make sure that I set it really well and that I don't apply too much. So basically just a quick V under the eyes is one of the easiest and common ways to start the highlight and contour process. So I'm gonna leave it without blending right now so you guys can just see what it looks like before it's blended. So another really common thing that people will do that kind of works for any face shape is to take that highlight and draw an X, like right about here, and just sort of blend that out. Or I like to kind of do a ray of sun. And then the couple more highlight points would be straight down the nose. This sort of works for everyone as well. The funny thing is my nose is crooked, so this can be very corrective for me. And then just a little high point on the chin as well, and a little bit on the cupid's bow. So those are some really common areas to highlight. So right now, like I said, I'm not gonna blend this out yet. I just want you to see. All right, now with the darker contour color, I have a couple preferred spots. The main one that you're gonna see that works for all people, or basically for any face shape, is playing up the cheekbones. So I'm gonna just take a little bit of the contour color number 6 and just do a real light application right under the jawbone. So or cheekbone. What I like to do is find the high point of the cheekbone and then kind of follow my brush around, but I don't like to go all the way down here where the cheekbone is sunken in. I like to go right above that because I feel like it creates a little bit more lift for me rather than just emphasizing the hollow. So this is where I like to put mine, is right here. Now, if you go look at another, like a face shape guide for contour, you will see, based on face shape, different ways to apply this, like different angles and different placement. But as a rule, it's very easy to contour a cheekbone and just work on putting the dark color sort of where your cheekbone sinks in, and then highlighting or using a blusher on top. All right, and then this is what I do for my face. This is not something everyone would do. If you have more of a diamond shaped face where you have a very narrow top, or like an inverted triangle, or triangle, this is not an area where you would probably put a contour, because you're going to want to create more height, not less. So this is definitely not an area for everybody, but this is an area that I like to do. Also because I don't have the dream jawline that I want. It's pretty good, but it's not exactly what I want. I have a little bit extra skin. I like to just take this right along here. And I kind of pull it down. Again, depending on your face shape, the jawline is going to vary a little bit, what you do there. But the basic for contour is definitely cheekbone. And then if you want to play up the nose, like the shape of the nose, that's another real basic one too, that no matter your face shape, you can use contour on the sides of your nose to make it look straighter or thinner. So those are the basic spots for the creams. Okay, so I'm going to blend that out, and then I'm going to set it with powder, and then I'm going to show you where to put the blush. Okay, so the creams are blended pretty well. I see a little spot here. Okay, so the creams are blended. Now is where, this is one of the tricks I've learned, because I do have a little bit of texture and creasing around the eyes. The trick that I have learned is to make sure you use a setting spray before you put powder on. So I'm using the Oil Strike setting spray from LimeLife by Alcone. All right, so I feel like the contour and highlight that I did with the cream is really good and really pretty. I don't feel like I need to do anything else in terms of another contour color with the powder, but I do want to show you two things. I want to show you how I go back in with a setting powder under the eyes, and then I'm going to show you where to put the blush. So I have this little palette built, and I was going to put on another layer of contour right here. This is bronzer number 4 from LimeLife, and it's really pretty, and you definitely could. I just know that sometimes I over apply the contour, and I really think this is nice and soft, so I'm not going to use it today. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. Today I'm just not going to, because I'm really happy with how it looks. But what I do want to do is I'm going to use this color number 1. This is a powder. This is our perfect color powder. And this is a blurring setting powder. So I like to do just a real fine application of this under the eyes to set that concealer. Remember, I put that really light brightening concealer under my eyes. And this is what's going to keep it from creasing on me. So I do a real light application, and then I'll take a little beauty blender. You can use a regular size. I have some of these minis left from the holiday collections, so I use them quite a bit. And I just grab some product here and just sort of dab it on. And this is really how I get that really nice highlight with the powder. And then the last step is blush. So I picked out a blush to put on today. It's blush number 7. It's a peachy blush. I love this blush. It's so pretty. And I am going to just you can see how I have sort of an angular contour going. I'm going to do the blush right next to that. Starting on the apples and just working backwards subtly. Don't forget, I mentioned I have that face shape guide that is available for you for free. If you click on the link in the comments, you can go get that free face shape guide. I also have a makeup group on Facebook called the Modern Makeup Bag, and this is a group where I share tips and tricks and answer all questions personally. If you're ready to pick up some of your own LimeLife products, you can do that at my website. The link is in the description. And on that website, you can find all kinds of beautiful, beautiful things and build your own custom palettes. And if you're ready to start your own beauty business, you can click to join on that link as well. If you like that video, be sure to click the like button. Please subscribe. Please hit the bell to be notified when I post a new video every Tuesday and Friday. And be sure to check out my other videos for more makeup tips. Love you guys.